Whipper is Managing Director of Whipper Recruitment, an organisation she founded because she wanted to follow her heart and create a company that gave clients and candidates a truly personal experience. Gail's personality is natural and a little quirky, but her care and dedication to delivering a great service to all is what led to great success in the industry. Her mantra is that no one is to leave their office feeling bad, and is something that is genuine and lived. Welcome, Gail. Thanks so much for joining me.
Well, thank you for having me. It's great.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career path?
Yes. I often say that I've been in recruiting since 3 days before God, and it's still a passion of mine. So I started in the 70s and worked for Centrecom. I went overseas, worked for Alfred Marks in London, the biggest agency in England at the time. And I was there for 6 years. I won a few prizes. It was a very, very, very good job. Then I came back home and I worked for Alfred Marks in Sydney, in Margaret Street, and managed their office. And then I came, like we all do, came back to Newcastle, and I did a lot of projects for various agencies, and then I started my own agency, Richardson Whipper Recruitment. And then after about 4 or 5 years, I started Whipper Recruitment, and we're now in our 11th year. And it's gone very, very fast.
Gail, what is one action or task you ensure you incorporate into your diary each week?
Well, Holly, my diary is a moving target, really. But the really key thing, there's 2 key things I do. On a Monday morning, we'll have a catch-up meeting, goes for a short time, less than half an hour. And then on Wednesday, we all gather together and talk about what's happening, what's happened, what's going to happen, hopefully, and really sort out the business and talk about the business and talk about how we feel in the business and new processes and fixing processes and just our goals. So they're the main things that I really diarise. Other than that, anything can happen.
What do you believe is the biggest challenge facing leaders today?
It's a really good question, because I think at the moment, especially in the Hunter, it's been a hard time. There's a lot of people out of work now. And I think for leaders, it's really important to retain your confidence. Be consistent and really engage your staff and show them that you're happy. You know, the glass is always half full, because if you don't think like that, your staff don't follow you, and you start to lose them. And, honestly, you just work harder. And that's it, and I think that's a big challenge. I think just retain your confidence, remain calm, move forward, don't forget to be awesome, things like that.
Gail, how do you define the difference between a manager and a leader?
Well, as you would well know, Holly, so much has been written about managing and leading and the differences. Just in a nutshell, to me, a manager is someone who gets the task done and makes sure that everyone's happy doing the task and everything's coming in on time and deadline. They also lead a little bit too, but with a leader, that's a different story. And I have an example that sounds a bit strange, but as you said, quirk is in my nature, so wait for it. Many years ago when I was teaching in the TAFE, I was teaching about 20-year-olds and what have you, and we're talking about leadership. And I'm saying, who's a great leader? And they were saying, well, the Queen, or our football coach, my dad, Prime Minister, whoever. And I looked at them, and they're all, they're pretty switched on, sort of hippie, about kids. I said, what about Mickey Mouse? And they just looked at me like, what has she on about now? She's a complete idiot. And I said, what do you think about it? Mickey's a great influencer. People follow him. He's inspiring and creative. You're always happy when you're around this person. Did I say consistent and very good values? He's a leader. And they all thought, oh, okay, we get it. It was one way of sort of getting the qualities out. And I think it transfers even in business. I'm not saying Mickey Mouse, I mean, I don't like the shoes he wears for a start, but that's my answer.
And to finish today, what local business person do you find inspiring?
That's a really hard question to pinpoint one person. Recently, I've had the opportunity to come across several people who are just giving it a go. And they're innovative, they're creative, they're putting their neck on the line, and they've just got that enthusiasm, and that's what I love the most. So you can say a whole pile of people, and we'd all know them, but for me, the people I admire the most in Newcastle are the ones who are just having a go, like you.
That's a great note to finish on.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much for your time today, Gail.
That's a pleasure. Thank you.